Felicia has continued to intensify over the last few hours and is possibly peaking right now as a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir Simpson Scale, well above what was originally forecasted. Of course, in the Pacific Basin, intensity forecasts can go out the window sometimes, and that's another instance where it has here. 130 mph winds, that's 210 km/h sustained, with a central pressure around 958 millibars, rather high for this intensity because the storms were pretty small. That's as of 9 AM Pacific time, this July 16th. There it is in relation to land masses, of which there aren't any close by, so none are visible. Small wind fields, only 60 nautical miles out towards the northeast there, the highest radius out of any of the four quadrants. Currently 498 miles from Isla Clarion, which is moving further away from now. The next landmass ahead of it, of course, is the Hawaiian Islands, and that's still a massive 2,230 miles from Hilo and 2,326 from Kahului, and also 2,417 miles from Honolulu. So way out at sea right now, around 15.1 degrees north, 121.5 I think it was degrees west. Here's how we got to the estimate right now. Some in our team suggesting it's possibly stronger than that. National Hurricane Center deviating to the weaker side, along with the ADT readings between 120 and 125 miles per hour. We've gone with 130. Here's the latest National Hurricane Center's forecast cone, expecting the major hurricane to continue as it is for a good while yet, gradually weakening. A slow weakening trend will probably occur as it swivels around west-southwest at first, then a little bit further north, and then towards the west-southwest again. It shouldn't be any threat to the Hawaiian Islands and will probably dissipate out at sea, very far away from anything at all. But that's where we're at right now. This storm, the strongest storm out there in the world today. Here's what the models are saying. GFS initializing it very weak by the looks of things, but has it at a hurricane for a few days and then weakening to a tropical storm. What you do see there behind it is that other area of interest which wraps around and becomes a very large tropical cyclone. Massive size difference between the two of them. This is the rainfall estimates. So from the Hawaii's perspective there, you can see the storm coming in from the right hand side, and there it is tracking south of the Hawaiian Islands. Felicia just starting off over there with some reds, and then the rainfall within the storm starts to drop off a little bit. Sea surface temperatures around the storm, and you can see that area of interest as well. So south of the storm's influence, the temperatures are very warm. What is quite well known by now, I think, is that there's a cool spot in the eastern Pacific just to the storm's northwest. So right now temperatures around 26 degrees Celsius, but they'll drop off to around 22 to the northwest and about 25 as it continues further west. Here's what the model comparisons are saying there. Near its peak intensity right now, wind shear will remain low for the foreseeable. It will start to rise in about 4 or 5 days. And sea surface temperatures, remaining about 26 to 27, but it's got a bit better at the moment at 28. It's just starting to drop and it won't support a Category 4 for much longer. Relative humidity also taking a bit of a tumble. Here's some more satellite imagery. The visible imagery that started to appear over the storm. Very photogenic is Hurricane Felicia, but also very small. You really get the gravity of how small it is compared to the big land masses that it's moving away from there of the Americas. And this is another look at the storm compared to all of that dry air towards its northwest, and it's going to get a bigger battle with that as time goes on. So that will also start to get in the storm's way. Further towards the east, you can just about make out that next area of interest, which is still very disorganized, but we'll talk about that another time.